What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and today I've got a first look at the brand new announced ASUS ROG Phone 9 Pro Edition, and I'm going to be unboxing it and also giving you a review of this brand new device that is curated to gamers specifically from both a visual, audio, performance, hardware, and optimization standpoint to give you the best gaming experience possible on any smartphone. And I mean, there's no better brand to be doing that than ASUS. Of course, ASUS is a brand known for making amazing computers, whether it is in a world of productivity or in terms of gaming with the ROG line. And we also had a taste of their newest portable gaming device this year, which was the ROG Ally X. But in front of us, we have their brand new flagship smartphone that is powered by the Snapdragon Elite 8 processor, features an anime display, and it not only serves you from a functionality standpoint, but it also has a fun retro gaming aspect to it. And it also has beautiful hardware, improved cameras, and cooling technology. And I mean, take a look at the display. It now goes up to 185 Hz in gaming modes. As someone who hasn't really checked out the previous generations of ROG phones, I was very excited to check this out. And I mean, just from opening it up from the box, setting it up, I can see that there are so many different areas of hardware and software optimizations that I think gamers will absolutely love. And it is a powerhouse of a smartphone. Beginning with the design itself, I think it is the perfect size. It features a 6.7-inch display that is a 2400 by 1080 resolution, making it full HD+. And this is an LTPO panel, and so it gives you an ultra fast refresh rate that is variable from 1 Hz all the way up to the 185 in the Game Genie mode and 160 Hz just from day-to-day usage. It also has a peak standard brightness of 1600 nits and an HDR up to 2500 nits. And so this display is absolutely gorgeous. Just from navigating it and using it as a normal phone, it is a very comfortable size, but just being able to unleash that refresh rate when it comes to gaming, in addition to its AI focused features, just give you that performance edge, especially if you're gaming competitively or online from your mobile phone. The other thing, as you might have noticed though, is the Anime Vision display. It is the little LED dots that you have on the back that kind of emulate 8-bit in retro gaming, and this now has 648 dots. And if you go with the standard ROG 9, you also have an Anime Mini LED display, and this is a lot of fun. Not only can you have it display daily stuff such as the animation as well as battery life, the time, but you can also go into Armory Crate and customize it exactly the way that you would like, whether it is a scheduled aspect, or you can also try Anime Play, and that allows you to play some retro games just by using the little touch capacitive L and R bumpers on the top and playing directly on the display on the back. And from there, you can also take advantage of system features such as having it animate to music, incoming call, notifications, taking a picture, timer countdown, recording. I think it is a really fun aspect. And the back of the device is actually a single piece of glass that has been machined in a way that doesn't show any fingerprints, dissipates the heat nicely, but also allows the LED to shine right through. And there's a very sleek streak across here. And I feel like this year especially, ASUS has kind of taken their design innovation to another level, because they've always been pretty good at design, having unique features, but it is just very well thought out and put together, and I think that has been noticed in this device as well. And around the edges you have this metal shape to it, and because it is kind of a biscuit shape of a device, I feel like they've optimized it specifically for a nice gaming grip, where the device doesn't feel too hard, too slippery, there aren't many pressure points, you can easily reach the little touch capacitive buttons on the top, but at the same time, I also find that the camera bumper has been slanted and angled in a way to just kind of stay out of the way when you're trying to game directly on the device. Some of the other things that you're also going to notice is the USB Type-C port. You're not only going to find one on the bottom where you typically charge your device, but you're also going to find one right in the middle here. And that is awesome, because when you're trying to watch a movie, and especially if you're gaming, you don't want to have a cable sticking out of your device. And so having it on the bottom allows you to just plug it into like a battery pack or a wall outlet on the bottom, and it is also how you attach the active cooler to be able to take your gaming performance and cooling performance to the next level, which I'm going to talk about. From an actual gaming standpoint though, what have they done to be able to allow you to take advantage of all of the amazing hardware? Beginning with the specs, it is powered by the brand new Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. And this right here is a processor that is 8 cores, 3 nanometers in architecture, which gives you better performance as well as better efficiency. And that is all paired with 24 gigabytes of fast RAM found on the Pro Edition model. And I mean, that combination is just insane. And of course, with all that power, there has to be software optimizations to be able to take advantage of every aspect of that. And that is where I believe ASUS has done an incredible job, specifically with the AI features as well as the cooling features, both in terms of hardware and software. The X mode allows the ROG phone to clock at higher speeds and boosts, giving you higher frame rates and better graphics. But specifically when you're gaming, you can actually activate something called the Game Genie dashboard, which allows you to get some feedback on the actual frame rate, performance, as well as being able to customize certain aspects that you wanted to push specifically. And it's essentially like going into the settings of your gaming PC or the game that you're playing at the moment and setting the settings specifically based on what you prioritize, what would make your gaming experience better, but also what is able to take advantage of the hardware elements from a game-to-game basis. Whether it is a first-person shooter, a role-playing game, a racing game, you kind of have different priorities with each one. And if you're someone who knows your game really well, being able to fine-tune that will enhance your experience. When it comes to the cooling, there's also different stages, and essentially how they've tried to optimize that is that for short periods of gaming, the cooling is optimized within the SoC, and that is like a very casual gaming if you're just like sitting on a bus or just gaming in between different tasks. But as you ramp it up to 30 minutes, there are certain things that the SoC is not able to handle on its own, and that is where some of the hardware optimizations, including the heatsink built in within the device, as well as this Aero Active Cooler, which takes full advantage of the side USB Type-C port. And all I have to do is go ahead and connect my device, click it in, and it actually has its own AI thermoelectric cooler, which from there is able to optimize the fan speed based on what it needs. And it actually also gives you a few different little buttons that are physical, and that can also enhance your gaming experience. But beyond being able to provide cooling for gaming periods of over an hour, it also serves as a subwoofer when paired with the dual speakers built into the smartphone that gives you a 2.1 experience with the bass improved by 123%. And that is just impressive to have on a smartphone where you're able to game, ensure you have a nice performance and cooling for long periods of time, some physical buttons that have been added, but in conjunction with that, it is also able to improve your speaker experience because of the audio that has been fine-tuned to being able to just use the speakers to have a nice surround and spatial experience without having to connect any external headphones. When it comes to the camera on the back, there is a triple camera setup. You have a 50 megapixel main camera, a 32 megapixel periscope camera that is 3x optical zoom, and you also have a 13 megapixel ultra wide camera. It is nice to have a 3-camera setup, and there's actually some great features when it comes to the stabilization, and that is really helpful when it comes to photo and video captured from this device. And even though I will say the photos are good, the video performance is good, and the gimbal definitely works, you're not really buying this phone for the camera. It's one where you're really focused on gaming and performance specifically, but it's not because the camera is not incredible, it's very good, but it's the fact that there are better cameras out there on other flagship phones. And so I would say that it just shouldn't be your first focus, but if you do plan to take a lot of photos on this device, it performs very well, and some of the improvements this year are there to match that. The battery life, on the other hand, is pretty solid thanks to the 5800 milliamp hour battery, and that is a bit more than the average smartphone that I've been seeing, which has like a 5000 milliamp hour battery. But considering the display, the variable refresh rate and everything, it is a phone that is actually able to do a pretty good job when it comes to adjusting and optimizing to be very efficient. And so if you're just casually using this device, you can easily get through a day and a half. If you're playing games on it, you could probably get through nearly an entire day, but it also depends on the different modes that you have it set it to. And I mean, with the number of settings and optimizations that you can choose from a gaming perspective, it is a bit hard to give you a real estimate when it comes to battery life, especially if you're also using the Aero Active Cooler, which is an accessory that of course draws power from the device. But just from setting up my gaming experience on the ROG Phone 9 Pro, I mean, it is just incredible. Just on its own as a smartphone, it is super buttery smooth, the refresh rate is amazing, I love the display, and as a result of that super high refresh rate, there are some compromises when it comes to the resolution. The phone itself just performs exceptionally well in every aspect of the design, as a company that not many people know as a smartphone maker has really found its niche and created a device that is specifically for people that plan to game on their smartphone, and the power is there to match it along with the accessory ecosystem. If you guys are looking for the ultimate gaming smartphone, I mean, look no further. This right here is a phone that is flawless in pretty much every way in the realm of gaming. So if you guys enjoy this, make sure to go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, make sure you let me know in the comment section below as to what you think of this device, and I'll see you all in the next one.